morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to this mediation session. I know it took a lot of courage and a lot of deliberation for you to decide to try mediation, and I want to thank you for giving it a go because it could make a big difference in resolving the dispute between you. I'm Dania Shawwa, I'm your mediator. Why don't we start by introducing ourselves?
I'm Flavia.
Hi, Flavia.
Flavia Sorrento.
Nice to
Rima,
have you.
I'm the club counsel.
Nice to have you, Rima. So you're representing the club.
I am.
Okay.
My name is Monica.
Yes, Monica. Good. So you are the claimant. All right. I just want to tell you about the process today. First of all, this meeting will go on for about an hour, maybe more. Hopefully by the end of it, you'll be in a very different place. At any time, if you need a break or for a break for a coffee, or if you're overwhelmed, or if you just need to take time out, just let me know and we'll stop the meeting. I just want to make sure you've all signed the mediation agreement and that you all have full authority to sign an agreement of mediation, sign an agreement fully authorized. You're representing the club. You're authorized to do so. I just want to emphasize confidentiality today. Everything we say here is fully confidential. Even my own notes will be shredded after this. You have no worries about anything leaking, and please do keep it in mind yourselves as well that nothing said here will be going beyond these walls. The process today will be voluntary. You can leave at any time. So this is your choice to go through mediation. No one can force you to go through it. It is an alternative to maybe more conventional dispute resolutions or going to court, but you're here voluntarily. If you do decide to leave, please just promise to give me 5 minutes of your time before you actually walk out so that we can talk through your reasons. Today's process is without prejudice, which means anything we discuss here cannot be used in court. So even myself as a mediator, you cannot call me to court unless a judge actually forces the case, but usually I am not available as a witness, and nothing said here can be used against each other in court. I'm confident that this process will benefit both of you. I notice, Monica, that you don't have legal counsel with you.
No.
All right. Is that your choice? Did you consult a lawyer before coming here?
No, I didn't.
You did not. Okay.
No.
I just want to tell you that at any point during today's process, if you feel like you would like to get legal advice, do you have the number of someone that you can call if need be?
I think my parents.
All right. At any point in today's process, if you think that you're reaching some kind of an agreement or a proposal that you are wondering about, I'll only say this once, but you can just request a pause and you can consult a lawyer at any stage during the process. My role as a mediator is a neutral role. I'm here to facilitate and encourage a potential agreement between you to resolve your dispute. I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm not here to propose any solutions. I'm only here to help you reach a solution yourselves. That's a win-win solution for both of you. I will not advise, I will not assist, I will not decide who's right or wrong. I will make sure that you're working towards an agreement that satisfies your respective interests. The way it works is that we'll have private sessions and open sessions. We will try to talk as openly as possible with each other. I will give you both equal time. I will share if we're in a private session, I will only go back and share only the information that you specifically permit me to share. Okay, so that there is confidentiality in that as well. I want to prepare you that I will be asking some questions that might be a bit probing. I might play the devil's advocate a little bit just to get you thinking.
What does that mean?
That means that I might challenge you on things just in order to make the process a little bit more successful. So I may not just listen and say yes, thank you for everything you say. I might ask you questions that might be uncomfortable, but that's just to get you thinking about the other side's perspective and about other things that you may
I
not
know
have
I'm
thought of.
right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, noted. I understand that you feel that you're right. It's very useful to have rules in the mediation process. One of the rules is only one person speaks at a time. Another rule is to please be polite to each other at all times. We don't, no name calling, no matter how animated we might get. Are there any other rules that you would like to suggest to the group?
I mean, I just want my teeth back.
You want your teeth back. Understood, understood. That's something that will come up in agenda. I just want to start out by asking you, in general terms, both of you, what do you hope to achieve from today's mediation session? Who would like to start?
Well, I think Monica should grow up.
Sorry, Monica, are you okay for Flavia to start? Would you like to start?
She always does this.
Are you comfortable with her starting, or
Yeah, whatever.
you're okay? Okay.
Well, I think Monica should grow up and take responsibility for her own actions and realise it was just an accident, and not be so greedy and money grabbing, really. So that's what I'm hoping.
Agreed, yes, thank you.
So what I'm hearing is that from your point of view, Monica is about money,
Yes.
and that's what she wants.
Definitely.
And you're hoping that she'll have a change of perspective from today's session? Is that what
she
you're hoping?
realised it was just an accident.
So you're saying that everything that happened was unintentional from your point of view?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, Monica has been playing at our club for several years now. She knows, she loves that.
How
She
many
used to love our
competitions
club.
did I win for you?
Well, of course, she did win competitions because she did train our superb club.
Of course, you always take the money. You always take the money.
Okay.
You get the fame, you get everything, and I'm left with no teeth.
Monica, it sounds like you're very frustrated. I mean,
Of course I am, of
You're
course.
covering your mouth. It sounds like you're still very, very uncomfortable with the loss of your teeth. Can you tell me what you're hoping to achieve out of the session today?
I just want my teeth back, and just I want a normal life. I'm so insecure.
All right. So we're going to discuss all of this. Can you both explain to me from your points of view the gist of the problem? What exactly happened that day that started your
Since
dispute?
she's very confident, I think she should start talking because
Alright.
it was an
So,
accident.
so tell me the background. I know that you've sent me the background on paper and I have read it, but just for the sake of airing things out right now, can you give me a snapshot of what happened?
Of course. I mean, I was giving a tour to a prospective client of the facilities, and we were walking through the tennis grounds, and there was Monica, maybe like 3 or 4 tennis courts away. And I was explaining, you know, the running and the features of the club, and I was about to serve a ball, and he was yapping. He was rather very annoying.
Who was yapping?
The client. He was rather annoying. He was
Mhm.
yapping and talking. He was, you know, but I see all kinds of people, and I'm generally a very patient person.
Yeah,
But,
sure.
And is it part of your job, Flavia, to be playing tennis while you're showing the club to prospective members?
I wasn't playing tennis. I was demonstrating just to serve. So I wasn't playing tennis. I was just demonstrating. And I'm a fantastic tennis player. I'm very, very capable.
All right.
Yeah, I could have become a very well-known tennis player, but I had other things to
All
do
right.
in my career. Anyway, so I was serving the ball, you know, and a very good serve as well, I must say. But, you know, he was yapping, and so he distracted me. And so I swerved, and I realised that it was going, you know, because I'm so powerful.
That's such a move for a fantastic tennis player.
I must say the claimant is showing disrespect here and interrupting the process.
That is true. I want to just echo our rules that let one person speak at a time. Thank you very much. I know you will get your turn though, Monica. I promise you, you'll get equal time.
So as I was swerving in the ball, unexpectedly was swerving towards Monica. In no way was this planned. I mean, of course, in no way did I imagine that the swerve would be so strong, but, you know, I'm strong person.
Mhm.
So anyway, and
I
I
would
said,
encourage you to tell Monica your story as well. Like tell her.
and I said, duck, Monica, duck. But she didn't duck, and unexpectedly, this ball swerves and hits Monica in the face. But it was a complete accident. It wasn't intentional at all.
Okay.
And
So,
I would like to add
mhm.
that the claimant turned towards the approaching ball rather than away.
I'm sorry
Okay.
to
All right.
interrupt.
Let's have your side now.
Were you there?
I'm the counsel here and I have heard her account.
That's yes.
So you weren't there, but you just
No,
tried to
no,
make
I'm not saying I was.
Okay,
I'm
so
not-
I don't think
so
you should
let's
speak about
hear
this.
your full account of what happened that day, just so that we can get the two perspectives up.
I respected you, by the way, when I was a kid, and I looked up to you, and I won so many competitions for this club, but you never looked at me, never ever, and you always put me down, and that wasn't a mistake because a fantastic tennis player doesn't do that mistake and gets, distracted by a ball or by a comment. So the ball just hit my face, and my teeth got knocked out, and now I got called names from the police academy that I joined, and I hate my life, and I have some insecurity issues from this. I don't think people I'm not going to talk about this. Yeah.
You seem to me to be distressed, Monica. It's really encouraging that you said that you do respect Flavia as a club,
I looked up to her,
club professional, and you looked up to her. That's encouraging to hear. Well, one interesting thing you said is that you never looked at me. Can you explain that more, please? What do you mean by that?
Well, I won many competitions for this club, but I always felt like I was put on the shelf and not my talent wasn't recognized. So I think she might be jealous of me.
All right. One thing that I heard you say, I understand that you feel like she has negative feelings about you and that she was not supportive of your professional development.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like it was a deliberate accident? What happened? That it was a deliberate shot?
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean,
All right.
how can a tennis ball isn't that strong to knock out both your teeth, but I don't think if a fantastic tennis player just doesn't make it in life. So she saw my talent and she put me down, and that happened.
Flavia, do you hear the hurt in her voice? I mean, can you explain again whether whether what she feels has anything to do with what happened that day?
Not at all. Not at all. I have a career. I have a flourishing career. I run the club fantastically, and I have a reputation. And she was actually lucky to be able to play for this club. She played well, yes, but it was a fantastic venue that nurtured her talents and that gave her the platform to become such a tennis player. And I'm not in any way jealous. If you have any problems, if you have any insecurity problems, you should work on them, Monica, and not try to throw these problems and make them my problem and my fault.
I'm
work out your problem.
hearing a lot of pride that you take in the club that you run.
Yes.
A lot of pride in running a very exclusive club, and
Yes.
you're saying she's lucky. And on the other hand, I hear that she was a champion tennis player for you from the ages of 12 to 17 when the accident happened. So yes, she was lucky, but maybe it sounds like she also did win championships.
Of
And how
course.
do you feel about that?
I
How
do
you
not
feel?
deny that. I am more mature than Monica. I do not deny that, but I think it was definitely a win-win situation.
Absolutely, and I must add that I heard a feeding of emotive for the claimant by saying, "Do you think she was jealous?" That is something that was fed to her as an idea that she, I must say respectfully, latched onto. So this has never come up before, that she had felt that this was done in intention, and all of a sudden I'm hearing it here, and this is making me exceedingly uncomfortable.
All right. So can you tell me, the 2 years have passed since the accident.
Yeah.
Okay, what has happened since? Why did it take you so long to come forward?
Well, as I told you, I went into this police academy, and I've been called a lot of names because of my missing teeth, and I haven't gotten any support from neither my family or my friends, and of course Miss Flavia.
So it sounds like Miss Flavia, you're putting her in the same category as your family and friends, and
Yeah.
I hear a bit of hurt there.
Yeah, everyone hurt me.
How long have you known Miss Flavia? Since what age?
I guess I was 12 years old. I was a teenager, you know.
And how did your family react to the accident?
Well, I guess accidents do happen based on what they say, but I'm sure like this was not an accident. They didn't see what I saw. I saw the look in your eyes.
I heard Flavia say that she would like you to see this as a freak accident and that it was not intentional. What would you like? You brought in the club here today for mediation. What would you like from them today? What would you like to ask of them today?
Well, I need my teeth back for a start, and I can't be this distressed all this time, you know. So I need therapy.
You need therapy.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and a new set of teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I need therapy for a long time, maybe for the rest of my life even.
All right.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Therapy for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What kind of therapy? Have you had therapy?
Well, I went to like I've read online and all of that, but there's this hypnotherapist in Germany, and yeah, he's the best.
Okay.
He's gonna get me. Oh my god.
And can you tell me more about the kind of therapy that you've had over the years, and has it helped?
I can't do this.
Would you like to take a pause? Would you like to take a pause, please? Yeah. Okay. Why don't we take a pause, and why don't we then speak privately, and then we'll come back to each other. Monica, how are you feeling? Have you recovered?
Yeah.
Has that cup of tea worked?
Yeah,
Good.
it's better.
Is everyone ready?
I'm more than ready because
Okay.
I think that Monica, it's been 2 years or more, Monica. And I think if you came in with your problems over these years, don't throw your problems on us, okay? And she's been boiling for 2 years and thinking of how she's going to come up and grab money from us. This is totally unacceptable. It was a freak accident. And stop being so greedy and throwing all your problems on us.
Why are you shouting at me?
Because
It's alright.
with hypnotherapy in
It's
general.
alright. We have to just
You know what?
all calm down.
Actually,
Go ahead.
I demand 300,000 euros.
Oh, that was crazy!
Yeah, because I was trying to be nice to you in the beginning, and I tried to give you that like privilege of being my coach, but you're the toxic person, and you caused this to me. You caused all this. You caused all this on
Monica,
me.
are you demanding the 300,000 of Flavia personally or of the club?
Of the club.
Okay, can you explain how you arrived at that figure and what it means to you?
I mean, this is the best hypnotherapist, and in Germany.
Why this 300,000 euro?
Because I need therapy for life. I mean, she damaged me. I can't continue. I can't continue a sentence.
Where did you get this number from? Where did you get 300,000 from?
This is none of your business.
You're demanding this
It's
money
alright,
of the
Monica.
club.
She's asking, and it's okay. Just give her the
It's
best answer
online.
you can.
It's online. You can look at his rate. I'll give you his name later on after you give me the money. And
That's certainly not our responsibility and won't happen.
no. First of all, I need a new set of teeth. It's gonna cost around like 5,000 euros. So that's one thing, and I need this amount for therapy for the rest of my life. I mean, I need to continue my life. I need to
The club.
I need to find my passion again and find my soulmate, and
That's not the club's
and like
responsibility.
I need to form a family, but you psychologically damaged me.
No.
This is emotional manipulation.
No.
And it is going to be financial manipulation,
Yeah,
and we protest this.
It's total greed. It's
No,
total greed.
no, it's not. No.
It's total greed.
All right. I mean, I think that the problem in front of us is clarifying and crystallizing. It looks like you're both quite adamant that you're adamant that it was an accident, and you're adamant that your you were scarred and damaged, and that you want some compensation
Yeah, and it has to be
but
by the
let's-
15th actually.
by the 15th of.
Next month.
You want the money by the 15th of next month.
Yeah.
All right, noted.
Because
All right, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that in a little while. So what we're gonna do is we are going to form a very short agenda of discussion. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna speak to you privately. We're gonna have an agenda for things to discuss together. Okay, just points of topics that we're gonna discuss together. Let's just throw them on the paper. What are the points that you want to discuss? Just headlines. And what about you?
I just want my life back. I want the 300,000 euros as soon as possible, as I said, by the 15th. And that's like also for my teeth and all of that.
So your teeth, your health, your
Yeah.
teeth,
Yeah.
fixing your teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Financial security for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's not our responsibility.
We'll discuss all of that.
Of course it is.
You mentioned something about passion. Tell me, is that love passion or career passion?
I mean, my passion for the sport, I need to find it again.
You're a
It's lost
sports career.
ever since
You're a
you hit
sports
me with
career.
that ball.
Yeah. What else would you like to talk about? What else worries you that stemmed out of this whole thing? You said you wanted therapy. Is that one of the items?
Yeah,
And
hypnotherapy.
hypnotherapy in order to
recover from my traumas,
heal.
to heal.
You're healing.
Yeah.
All right. What about points from your
Well, I
side?
mean, for one thing, we need an expert to evaluate what kind of therapy she needs. I don't think the claimant should be deciding what exactly and one person in the world and the dollar and the amount. And I'm sorry, we are not here to save her life or her passion. This is infantilizing. So I just want to
What are
make
the
sure.
yes? I'm hearing you. What are the points that you want to discuss and resolve at this meeting that you want to put a line under?
What do you think, Flavia?
Well, I want this case to be closed.
Okay.
I don't want any of this
Back and forth,
back and forth and talking and
Financial
So you
emotional
want to
manipulation.
contain the noise and the discussion
yes, it's
and
not doing
Of
Yeah.
course,
anyone
and
any
we're going
good.
to move on here.
so you're talking about the reputation of the club.
Yes.
I think no,
and
it's
her
more than
reputation
that.
as well.
We're trying to move on. We're trying to close this case and be
Mature
fair-handed,
about it.
and no one is subject to extortion or emotional or financial manipulation. And let me be very clear, we are not here to save anyone's lives or put it back on track. That's a person's individual responsibility. We will pay for damages if need be, but not more than that. And I demand expert evaluation, not necessarily only of the claimants choosing to evaluate the psychological, and the matter of the teeth seems much more straightforward, but the psychological effects.
Okay.
How would you
We
know?
can pay, excuse me.
How would you know?
It's my role as
You
club
damaged.
counsel.
She damaged me emotionally.
Please do not throw a sentence like that around an accusation.
Look, you're
This
doing
is
it
how
again.
she feels, and during mediation, Monica can express herself freely and openly, and we will actually filter through everything that everyone is saying. I think we have enough points here to discuss the dispute from all angles. Is there anything that we're missing?
We're prepared, I think, to pay just for the direct damages
Okay.
of fixing her teeth.
All right. So you said
That's it.
fixing your teeth would cost 5,000.
Yeah.
All right. So we're starting off with you're demanding 300,000, and you're happy to give her 5,000 to fix her teeth.
Both teeth.
All right.
Well, I mean,
Do you want to get me like plastic teeth?
That is something
it was
that
her
you-
Let's
estimate.
discuss
That
this.
needs to be determined
No,
by a
I need
judge.
proper teeth.
It
I
was
need
her
a proper
estimate.
set of teeth.
Have you
Oh my
noticed
God,
how
you're
this,
so
this
cheap.
number is escalating? She said 5,000. It's her estimate.
Look.
It's not my estimate. This is what a set of teeth costs.
All right. There.
Oh my God.
All right.
Right, it's your number.
We will discuss this in detail, and I suggest that if I can, who would like to go into private session? Shall I start with Monica? Is that okay with you? Have a cup of tea? Yeah, is that okay? All right. Okay. Thank you. You can, if you can wait in the waiting room and have a cup of tea and relax, and we will continue. All right. All right, Monica. So tell me more. tell me exactly what you're feeling and why. I'm especially curious why you waited 2 years, and I'm especially curious why you need the money by the 15th.
Well, is it possible to demand 300,000 as soon as possible?
You can demand anything you like, and as long as they are convinced by your reasons,
Yeah.
they have the choice to agree or not agree.
Yeah.
You're putting your case out there, and they need to understand why, and they need to understand what would make them pay you that amount of money. And I'm trying to understand why exactly 300,000.
Because yeah.
Is-
Sorry. Because I need to go to Germany by that time, and I need to meet with the hypnotherapist because I need to pay him. So I need this for my psychological well-being.
And does the hypnotherapist need 300,000 by the 15th?
No, but I need it for a lifetime. But
You need it for a lifetime.
because I don't want to keep dealing with her all the time.
All right. You've waited 2 years. Why now? Why is this suddenly important now? And there's like almost a 3-week window where you want to settle it and get this kind of large settlement. I'm just curious. I just want to understand why this urgency all of a sudden when it's been dormant, and even your parents convinced you that it was just an accident.
Yeah. Because as I told you, sometimes when you start to like discover like things from your past, I mean you can't just put time to trauma. So this is what happened recently, and I just figured, why should I be suffering all this time? I need help, but I'm not gonna pay for this help. So they
So
need
Monica,
to pay.
who has been helping you so far?
No one.
Have you been to therapy?
No, I just go online and watch videos, but that doesn't help, honestly. I need help.
Let me ask you this. I'm curious. If you do get the 300,000, and even if you go to Germany and start some healing, and you're starting to heal, what would you want for yourself in the next phase of your life? You're very young. You're almost 20. What would you like to happen in the next phase of your life?
I want to like rediscover my passion to play.
To play tennis?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel like it was a big loss?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, it was a very big loss, and that's gonna make me feel better.
So you would feel better to play. Why did you want to join that particular club, the Matches Club? Why did you feel that was the right place for you before the accident?
Because I was very talented there, and I kept winning things, and
Did they teach you as well?
yeah.
Did the coaches encourage you?
I
At
mean,
all?
they encouraged my playing, and they encouraged like the games and the competitions to happen. But I think it's more for like their benefit. I didn't get anything out of it. Like never.
But winning championships is a benefit. Sounds
Yeah,
to me.
but I mean, why should she get all the money and all the glorification for the club? I mean, I was the one that won the competition.
Did you have hopes for yourself in the
Yeah.
game of tennis?
Yeah.
What were you hoping to do? Like, so if you hadn't had the accident, what would you have done?
I mean, I could have became an international tennis player, and I had it in me, but this accident like ruined me from the inside.
When did you start wishing to play tennis or become a tennis champion? At what age?
I think I told you I was 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
I was young. I'm 20 now.
Did your parents encourage you? Did they actually encourage you to train
Yeah,
tennis?
my parents are fine.
They're fine. Do you feel like your parents are supporting you enough psychologically?
No, they don't support me at all.
They don't?
It's not like they put me down, but they don't support me.
Do you feel like
I feel alone.
you feel alone?
Yeah.
Do you feel you need more guidance, adult guidance?
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't wanna burden anyone, so I just need professional help, and I'm sure that this is going to be the perfect help for me.
All right. You told me you joined the police academy. How's
Yeah.
that going? Are you enjoying it?
I hate it.
You hate it.
Yeah.
So you think that's not a good match for you?
No.
Is
no,
it
no.
because they call you Jaws?
Oh my, how do you know that?
You just told us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, I mean, it's so disturbing to go there every single day and just hear that. I mean, that's why I have my. I can't. Like, I don't want people to look at me. See, this is happening again. I need therapy.
I think that
I hate it.
problems are solvable, and
Yeah.
you're still very young, and there are ways around every struggle, and
Yeah.
we're here to help you reach that solution.
Yeah.
Tell me about Flavia. Tell me everything you feel about her.
She's. I admire her. I admired her.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's so arrogant, and I'm sorry to say that.
Do you think she's arrogant, or do you think she's good at what she does?
No, she's arrogant.
She's arrogant.
Yeah.
But do you feel like
I'm
she's
good
just,
at what I do. She's not. She's arrogant.
you're using the present tense, which is interesting.
I
Do
was.
you feel like you're still good at tennis?
I was good.
Do you feel like you still might be?
No. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I am, but I need to like discover that again.
You need to discover that again.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you feel that that tennis left, are you trying to compensate with something else? Are you like you joined the police academy, that did not work? What's the next best thing that can compensate if you don't play tennis again? What is the next thing or career move or experience that will compensate you for that loss of your beloved sport?
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Yeah. I
What
just
usually
wanna-
makes you feel good?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
If you had the money in your pocket right now, how would you make yourself feel good with that money?
What do you mean?
If you had the 300,000 in your bank account right now, how would you make yourself feel good with that money? Because clearly you're not feeling good right now. You're feeling frustrated, you're feeling alone, you're feeling
You mean like what
Loss
other,
of confidence.
what other job or?
no. How would the money make you feel good? What would you do with the money to get that feeling of,
Happiness?
happiness or excitement?
I mean, I guess like maybe like buying something. I'm not sure. Maybe buying something nice.
Do you have something in mind that you'd like to buy?
Why are you asking me?
I'm just curious because you told me that what you're missing the most is your passion for your sport and feeling confident and feeling happy. And also feeling connected to other people because you told me you're feeling alone. So I want to make the jump from large amounts of money sitting in your bank account to solving those issues in your life right now. So where's the connection? Where's the bridge between the 300,000 and having those feelings back of feeling connected, feeling excited? Is there something that you can buy that can give you that?
Yeah. I mean,
Tell me.
yeah. Actually, one of the things I was reading the other day, when it comes to therapy, there was this thing called retail therapy.
Retail therapy, okay. Yeah, tell me more.
I guess like something like that can make me feel like proud of myself and like happy is maybe like a brand new car or something. Yeah, a brand new car maybe.
A brand new car?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would make me feel really good.
And do you think that would make you feel good for many years, or do you think that would make you feel good for 6 months, or?
I mean, I would just have to try and see. If it doesn't, then obviously I need something more, you know?
And are we talking about like a normal car, a Toyota, or are we talking about a special car?
I've always looked at these, I forgot its name. It's like red and it's a sports car. I forgot its name actually. Yeah, but I always used to see them on TV and...
What does it look like? Describe it to me.
It's red.
It's
like,
red?
Yeah.
And? Does it go
That's
fast?
That's what I know. It's red.
And have you looked up
It's
online?
very
Have
fast.
you looked it up online?
It's very fast. You just reminded me. I want it because it's so fast. Yeah.
Alright. All right. So retail therapy, and you're hoping that that would bring back pride and happiness.
I'm sure it will.
And what about the longer term? What about, have you thought about your career? If you don't go back to tennis, what would an alternative career apart from being a police cadet?
Maybe like I would like compete with the sports cars events. Maybe like racing or something.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Tell me, if they don't give you the money today, what are you going to do with this dispute?
I mean, I need the money. I'm damaged.
All right. Okay. Thank
There's
you.
nothing I can do right now. I need the money.
All right. Well, thank you so much for opening up to me, and I'm going to meet them the same amount of time as you, and I'll come back and we'll all speak together again. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Monica, I just brought you back because I'd like your permission to relay some of the things you told me, only if you're comfortable. It would be helpful to the process if we are more open with each other, and likewise I'll do the same when it comes to their turn. You told me things about the club and about Flavia. You told me that you do admire her, despite I know that you said that you find her arrogant, but that you do admire her. You told me that the club did encourage you at some point, and you told me that you still want to play tennis, and that you're struggling to find that passion again for anything else in life. And that you told me that you really want to feel pride and you want to feel happy again. Would you like me to go into further detail about retail therapy with them, about that you're going down that path of trying to find those feelings through those avenues, or shall I just leave that out? It's totally up to you, because the more they know, the more the process can work, but it's up to you. And the other thing that I want you to think about is, would you like me to share with them the fact that you're still interested in tennis and that you might also be interested in sports racing, car racing?
I mean, I'm a private person, but if this is going to help the case, then sure, you can be open with them. I have nothing to hide. And I think you should also let them know that if they don't give me my rightful compensation, I'm gonna have to take them to court.
I will ask you to do that in open session.
I will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. You can tell them anything you like.
Yeah.
I'll give you that opportunity in the open session. I won't bring that up myself with them. Okay, I'm just going to relay things to them that you told me that I think might give them something new to think about. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Can you call them back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, Flavia and Rima, thank you so much for waiting while I spoke to Monica. Tell me more.
What would you like to hear?
Tell me your impressions of what she said.
Well, clearly she bears a big grudge on us.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
we feel that she has bitten the hand that
That
fed
has
her.
fed her for 5 years.
Very important years. We were like a family to her. The coaches loved her. They trained her. It was a big, very important part of our family. We never saw her family. We hardly ever saw her parents.
True.
At the club.
Our coaches were really her true mentors and elders, and they have developed her. She was a fine young woman,
Was she
fine
at
young
the club?
champion.
Was she at the club almost weekly or?
Nearly daily.
Okay.
It's a big part of her life.
So it sounds
As
like
it was for us.
Yeah.
too.
Really. What did you think of her at that time? Not just of her skills, but just of her dedication or her personality, or
She was a good kid. I don't know what
Yes, I
happened to
think
her.
she was eager to learn,
I don't
eager
know.
to do well.
I don't know who she's consulting with now.
did she confide in the coaches? Did she use them as adult figures in her life? Did you feel that there was a special bond?
Definitely,
Mhm.
definitely.
I mean, she had talent, and the coaches really pushed her along, propelled her into the spotlight.
I think it was a great combination.
All right. I just want to tell you, she did give me permission to disclose to you a few things that she said that I think are interesting, and that might give you a bit more color and perspective on her point of view. She did tell me that she feels alone. She did tell me that she's looking for her passion, she's looking for pride, she's looking to be happy again. She did tell me that the club encouraged her, and she specifically said about you that she looked up to you and she admired you, even though from her point of view she felt that at some point sometimes that you had a bit of arrogance, that from her point of view that may or may not be a misreading of what you truly meant to convey, but that she did admire you, and that the club, that the tennis meant a lot to her, and that the club helped her. That she helped the club, but really that the club also helped her.
It would have been good to hear that in the first round.
Definitely.
She did disclose a few things about why the money is important to her. She's seeking a sense of pride and happiness, and she told me that there's something called retail therapy. So now I want to ask you that you know her whole case. How do you view her whole case? Do you view it as fair?
No, definitely not.
I think her demands are absolutely not fair.
No.
300k, that's like a rabbit out of a hat. It's completely ungrounded, unfounded. I don't know how she dreamt that, hallucinated that number. Allow me to say, there's, I think, a lot of confusion in this young woman.
All right. So do you think, from your point of view, as being the age that you are and her being the age that she is, that there's that maturity and age are playing a role in the way she's interpreting the accident?
Definitely.
And
her demand, and her demands.
Absolutely, and the effects and the financial demands, absolutely.
Yes. But our club should not
Be
have to
dragged into
suffer
the mud.
because of her immaturity.
Absolutely. This sounds to me like bordering, if not outright, vengeance. And the club will have none of it.
Do you think that there's a chance that the club was her center of gravity, and when that went, and with no family support, that she truly lost her center of gravity, her reason for waking up in the morning? Because she did say that she feels alone. She did say that the police academy where she enrolled is not what she wants to do. And when I asked her about long-term career plans, there was nothing as an alternative. So clearly the 300,000 is a way to kind of get back some purpose in life through what she calls retail therapy. I just want to see whether, from your point of view, at that time, was the club and her career, was that something that was talked about? Like, was her career something that was discussed with her often? Were her coaches discussing that with her often?
I will leave Dania to answer that question.
Well, we had high hopes for her, definitely.
You had high hopes for
Definitely,
her. Okay.
definitely.
We had hoped that this...
But she was going to get there with the coaching and
with her hard work.
of the club.
Retail
Was
therapy.
she working hard?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
But she could not have done it without the club, and the club also needed her, and she was good for the club.
It was a good union.
win-win.
Absolutely.
This is a common ground. Because she said exactly what you said, which is she helped the club and the club helped her. So this is really the first time that I hear you both saying the same thing, that she added something to the club with her talent, and that the club gave her encouragement.
Yes, that's fine. I just do not want a new era where this is basically the club bloodletting financially so that she can do retail therapy. I'm sorry, so that she can find her
She's
way.
lost.
In the end, it is her responsibility as a young person, as a person, to find her way. It is not the club's responsibility.
What is the club's responsibility? Following, because it seems to me that the relationship was pretty much one of guidance and coaching, not just with tennis, but developmentally coaching a young athlete. And that was very, very suddenly interrupted by this very violent instance that was unintended from your part, from what I hear, and unexpected for her, and quite shocking for her. And it sounds like a very kind of unexpected, random thing, after which everything changed for the worst for both sides.
Absolutely.
So if we could turn back the clock, what would you see happening? If we could step back into the moment before this happened, what could have been the relationship with Monica?
Following the accident, you mean? Or
No.
before?
If the accident had not happened.
Well, I think Monica would have continued to be a very good tennis star. Maybe sponsorships
For the club.
For the club,
She may have
definitely.
coached for the club.
She may have coached for the club. So it would have been
A win-win
situation.
relationship.
So I'm astounded. I'm astounded at the tone of her voice. I'm astounded at the fact that she might think that I would stoop so low as to
Deliberately hurt
purposely
her.
exactly hurt her. If she says she admires, if she says I was like a mentor for her.
Do you think
know,
as an adult you're capable of changing her perception of you and what your intentions were, even privately, not even through mediation? Do you think you, Flavia, are capable of helping her see what you're saying is the truth?
well, it depends also on her. Just as also only depends on me.
Okay, all right.
I sense a lot of aggressiveness and anger, and like you said, vengeance.
Agreed.
I don't want anything
You
to do
can
with that.
never control another person's actions or
Absolutely,
behavior.
But the club was such a part of her development. I'm wondering if that was kind of where things suddenly went askew. I'm wondering also if you think 20 or almost when she's 19 still is too late for her to be a tennis professional
I don't
with the
think so.
talent that she
No,
has.
I really don't think so. But she has to get her life around, and frankly, let's be very honest here. I really would like to close this case.
Yeah.
I don't want
We don't want to go
any
to court.
slander. We don't want to go
We
to
want to
court.
move on.
And I would really want to see Monica with
Do well.
another club.
Mhm.
I want to close this whole episode and let her be happy with someone else. You know,
Absolutely.
she
Let-
has
let's-
the potential, but somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Let's play the devil's advocate. Let's say she continues to disagree with you and no
Mhm.
agreement is reached and she decides to take the club to court, which is problematic for both sides, risky for both sides. Do you feel that the club is covered financially in case the judge rules in her case? Do you have cover?
No, we do not. Let's make it very bold and plain. We have not renewed our coverage, our insurance.
So is the risk higher than normal for a case like this if it does go to
Absolutely,
court?
we don't have. We would go under as a club, and this is strictly confidential
Yes.
information
Okay,
with you.
I hear you.
So
All
we
the
need to
more
settle.
reason to work hard today.
Yes.
Let me just tell you that I feel it's extra tricky when someone seems to be here without her counsel and you're here with your counsel. So we do have to work a little bit extra hard to get to the bottom of this and make sure that whatever is her truth is heard and whatever is your position as someone who's known her for 5 years is also on the table, you know, so that everything is out in the open and everyone feels like they've heard everyone.
But she needs to take that 300k figure
out of her head.
the equation.
I mean, the unfortunate thing for her, and it's just the way
You
it
can-
is that the club would be paying for this, which is why I'm
We
here.
cannot afford.
Are
to do
you
this. We cannot.
are you in a position now to just confidentially and just for me to know, do you have a figure in mind that you would like to pay her? Or shall we discuss this later when we're exploring options?
I think Flavia and I have talked about this, and I think we feel comfortable with 100. Well, you have to think about legal fees, of course.
She doesn't have any legal fees yet, does she?
She has none.
Oh, I haven't spoken to her about
Yeah.
it. I just wanted to see from your point of view where you are. But let's bring her in and talk more.
I think-
Okay, let's bring her in. And
I
talk
think
more.
we'd like
Not
to.
lump sum. No,
I think
please.
we need to specify a number with you before you bring her in.
Yeah, around that figure. We
And
can't afford.
I think we can fix
And we
it
think it's
at
more than-
5,000.
Exactly, that's more than fair. I think.
And
Alright.
we need to think about.
Let's hold on to this because I think the more information that you have from the open session, then we can talk about making offers to each other and going a little bit more concrete on the figures. I just wanted to see if there was
Mhm.
something that the club was prepared, if you were prepared for making offers yet. But I still think that let's just put a lid on it just for a few minutes. Bring her in and talk a little bit more. All right. Okay, I'm going to go call her and we'll have an open session. All right. Before we proceed into open session, Flavia and Rima, is it okay for me to share with Monica what you told me about her time before the accident? The fact that she was a good player, the fact that she was part of the coach's family, like it was almost like a family, and the fact that she helped the club and that she could have had a good career with you. Is it okay for me to share that with her? I won't share anything else that you don't want me to. And you did mention that she was a fine young person. Is it okay for me to say that you actually found her to be a good person to be around the club?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Before the accident.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right.
Just
Okay.
clarifying.
We're going to bring Monica in right now. Okay. Monica, would you like to join us, please? Right. Monica, thank you for waiting so patiently. I just want you to know that we had a very good session. A lot of things were said, good and challenging. The accident was, from Flavia's point of view, totally unexpected, unintended, and from your point of view, it was unexpected and quite devastating. It's all right. You can put your hands down. You're with people who will not judge you for your missing teeth.
Thank you.
It's all right. Flavia does remember the 5 years that you spent at the club. Flavia does say exactly what you said before, which is you helped the club and they helped you. Now, the other thing that I want to say is that she found you to be, before the accident, a very dedicated tennis player, a fine young person, and that they had high hopes for you. You were working very hard and they had high hopes for you to bring in sponsorships to the club, to start a career that could have progressed further.
But they didn't show any of that, so it's all talk. I'm sorry.
Now, you speak about your future in a certain way, but I want you to allow us to explore your sports career in a more long-term way. Is tennis something that you are ready to give up for life?
I mean, if something equally good comes in hand, so yeah, I don't think that's a problem.
Did the club environment while you were there from ages of 12 to 17 offer you a place to be or a community, or was it just a place where you practiced tennis?
I don't think I recall a lot of anything.
You don't recall that
No.
at all. But do you feel like after the accident you lost something other than just the game?
What do you mean?
I mean, you told me that you feel alone. Explain that to me. What does that mean?
I mean, maybe the loss of my passion, and maybe that just made me lose track in life. Yeah, I think that's the main issue. And no one supports me anymore, not even my parents.
Who supported you before the accident?
Well, maybe it was the club. My existence in the club made me feel like I was part of something, but then I got hit in the face, so that changed everything.
It's interesting because I asked Flavia, who's a tennis professional and the club manager, if 19 was too late to be a tennis professional, to train to be a tennis professional, and she permitted me to share with you that it's not too late. So I know that you have plans. I know you want to see a hypnotherapist in Germany, if that's what you said. But do you feel that would be as valuable as potentially regaining your path in the world of tennis? Do you feel that they're equally valuable to you?
Well, as I said, I think maybe if something as good as tennis, I mean, I don't trust them anymore right now, so I'm not sure if I want to be there anymore, but I think if something as equally good as what I felt towards tennis comes along, that would be good.
All right. If your teeth were fixed, if you had the money to fix your teeth, how would you feel?
Amazing.
Amazing. You would feel amazing.
Yeah.
You'd feel
I'd feel confident.
you'd feel confident.
I'm sorry, this
All
is
right.
very...
How do you feel listening to her, Flavia?
Well, I'm happy that she could explore something else other than tennis and all that, and I'm happy that she sees some ray of hope. But I think she should be realistic about and not think that we were the problem of we ruined her life. She should get a grip on herself and have a plan, and explore other opportunities.
But the club would be agreeable to paying for a new set of teeth.
Yes, fine.
And
yes, we
damaging my emotional and
But
psychological health.
That's what I mean. She wants to throw all her
You're so
problems,
manipulative, it's insane.
all her problems on us.
I'm sorry, no.
unrealistic.
Actually, you know what? If you don't give me the 300,000 euros by the 15th, I'm gonna take you to court. The club. So that's my.
There is no chance you're
that's-
going to win.
That's my.
Do you think,
Yeah.
for both of you, I'll ask you this, do you think that going to
It's insane.
court is going to put you in a strong position with
No,
this
but-
dispute? Like, what do you think the risks would be? From your point of view, what do you think their strong point is, and what do you think your strong point is?
I know for a fact that they emotionally and psychologically manipulated me and tormented me, and they didn't even support my accidents. My God. And
Alright, okay, I know you're getting upset. I just want to ask both of you to just let me know if you're confident that a judge would rule in your favor, or would rule in your favor, or if you think, in the courts, there's always a risk one person will win, one person will lose, and that's the end of it. What we're trying to do here is to see if a mediated agreement might give you more than what that situation would offer,
no.
and that's up to you to decide.
Yeah, I mean, no. After all the things they said today, maybe I would have changed my mind, but now I'm set to, if they don't give me the 300,000 euros, I'm going to take them to court.
That's blackmail. She's just blackmailing.
I don't think a judge is going to
blackmail.
be seeing this favourably. I think also the burden of proof is upon our claimant to show psychological, especially willful damage.
I mean,
big
if you have to
accusation.
say-
Let's take a breather. Let's have a cup of tea. And come back in 15 minutes. Okay? Let's just go and just have some refreshments and come back a little bit rested, because it's getting heated up, and it'll be fine. Let's
Grow
go have a
up,
cup of
Monica,
tea.
grow up.
That's all right. Okay. All right. You have to bring a chair. Monica, I just wanted to have a quick private session with you. It's okay, you can put your hand down. I'm not looking at your teeth, I'm looking at your beautiful eyes. You're young, all right? Even Flavia and Rima feel like a lot of what happened, they acknowledge that a lot of what's been happening, your age has a lot to do with all the aftermath of the effect of this accident. They noticed that your parents were not there. They noticed that everything changed in a split second when that violent accident happened. I'm here to ask you whether what you really want might be something other than retail therapy. I want you to be honest with me and just open your heart. I see someone who's struggling, I see someone who's anxious, I see someone who's lost her confidence. Do you think you may have something else, maybe different than retail therapy, that might bring you back that happiness and pride? I don't know what it is, but let me ask you this. If Flavia concentrated on her relationship with you before the accident, if she agreed to concentrate on the quality of her relationship with you, and if your coaches were there just the way they were before the accident, and you were to just close that door on the accident and just jump back to where it was before, would you be a happier person?
Yeah.
There's the other issue of your career progression. You're getting at an age where you're wondering what your career could be. I know that you're not feeling confident, and I don't know, and you may not know better, Flavia may know better, your coaches will know better, whether you are tennis star material or you're not. You certainly were when you were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We don't know that right now. But what's certain is that you're thinking about your future and what would make you happy. If there's a way you can combine your passion for tennis with some kind of a career opportunity related to sports, which is you say sports is your passion, would that make you feel more positive about your future? Would that give you some confidence? If there's a way to combine them.
I mean, maybe because off the top of my head, I think maybe because I mentioned retail therapy and yeah, something equal to what I felt when I was playing tennis, and something that has to do with sports. And
Okay, tell me more.
I mean, I like adrenaline, and I've been watching like so many sports car videos, and we were talking about that red car. Remember? Actually, I just remembered the name. It starts with an F. Do you know a car that's
Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're into Ferraris.
Yeah, I love it.
And tell me, what makes you think you could be a good sports racing athlete? Is there something you'd like to try?
I mean, I loved winning when I was a professional tennis player. I loved winning, and I loved that adrenaline rush. But maybe sometimes things don't work out the way they should. But I'm sure that this is going to be great for me.
You're very young, and it's very normal to try different things. So if you do try sports racing and it's not your cup of tea, whereas tennis was your cup of tea, would you want to go back to tennis, or would you want to try something else instead?
No, I want to try something else.
Something else. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Let's go. And is there anything else you want to tell me and to share with me?
I'm just telling you very clearly that I need this to heal.
You need to hear.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your teeth. They offered to fix your teeth. Is that something that's...
Yeah, but that's not enough. That's actually something that they should have done, even though I didn't ask. You know, that's something out of courtesy. So this is not part of the 300,000. And yeah, this is...
Can I ask you, how much does a Ferrari cost?
Well, I'm not sure, but maybe... I'm not sure, actually. Definitely not as much as hypnotherapy. Yeah.
Can I ask you to trust me? Is the 300,000 to buy a red Ferrari? It's
Well-
okay. It's confidential. It's not going to go to them. It's just for me to help you to understand what's making you want to go down a certain road and what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you in any way.
Yeah.
Is that the cost of a Ferrari?
Well, I mean, maybe it is but maybe I just need the 300,000 because I'm sure that it's either going to be through the hypnotherapy or the cost of the Ferrari. But the Ferrari is faster. I mean, I don't want to wait all my life to get healed by a hypnotherapist, but I'm sure he's going to do a great job. So I think the 300,000 would go for a Ferrari if I want something for short term, because I don't want to wait anymore.
Is there a car dealer maybe in the background who's waiting for a payment by the 15th? It's okay. Don't be ashamed. It's all right. You can tell me in all honesty. I'm here to help you, and it's confidential.
No.
Do you have a car purchase contract?
Actually, there was this kind of offer I saw online through like ads and everything, so it will end by the 15th.
It ends by the 15th.
Yeah.
What kind of an ad?
It's a banner, you know, out in the streets.
And it's for selling. What are they selling?
The red Ferrari.
They're selling the red Ferrari. All right. No, it's good. I'm really grateful that you opened up to me, because the more I know about what's important to you, the more I can help you. And you're saying that if you buy this red Ferrari for the 300,000, you would end up with not with 300,000. You would end up with a car. And we discussed this before. Like you're hoping that the car will give you. Can you fill in the blank?
No.
What would the car give you?
Pride.
Pride.
Pride and glory.
And glory.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that pride and glory from the car would compensate for the pride and glory from a career, or from being a professional athlete or a professional? You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any way that you can imagine yourself getting your pride and happiness through your professional development as an athlete?
I think it's too late for that. I think I need the red Ferrari.
Do you think that you miss having a place to go every day, where you're being supported and trained and you're improving every single day? Do you miss that?
No.
You don't miss it. All right. Can I ask you, you mentioned car racing. Have you heard of any car racing schools that you were interested in?
Yeah, there was this YouTube International Academy for Ferrari
Okay.
racers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And would you fit their qualifications?
100%.
What are their qualifications?
To be awesome.
No, I mean to be accepted into the school.
I mean to be an awesome racer.
And have you ever raced before?
No, but I'm sure I'll be great.
All right. Do they train novices? Like, do they start you from zero and then they train you up?
I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, if they saw this, the certificate basically is it's given to, it's a scholarship certificate, and if they see you driving the car and taking a video of it, and it's more of like an improvisation like drive. If they see the skill in you through the video you send out to YouTube, they'll get you into the scholarship.
Into the scholarship for a school, a car racing school. So that's something you would be interested in, right? How much does it cost to attend the school without the scholarship, without the YouTube tryout? How much would it cost?
I'm not sure, but I think it's 80,000 euros per year.
All right. And how many years is it?
2 years. Yeah.
All right. Would you be open to taking that route, which might give you qualifications in the longer term rather than just buying a car? Would that be equally attractive to you?
Can you repeat the question?
Would you be equally attracted for someone to sponsor you, to pay for you to attend that school, rather than buying a red Ferrari? Are they equal in value to you? Because one would be a car that you own, and one would be a skill and a team that you would join, a school that you would join. It would give you a sense of belonging. Is there a difference?
It's not the same, because I wouldn't feel that I achieved this on my own.
So
I need to have the car and feel like I achieved it.
right? Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, can you call them back, please?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, before you go, do you permit me to relay some of your interest in car racing to them?
Is there a reason for that?
I just think that the more they understand your interest and where you're coming from, and what's in your heart about your future and your career, the more we can get them to think about you as a whole person, and possibly to offer other kinds of solutions to this problem.
I mean,
Because it's not just the money. There's a lot of things attached to the money. It's all right. It's up to you. You don't have to say yes.
I mean, you can tell them, but I feel like they're going to they're gonna use this against me, but yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, you can call them.
Okay.
So this is the second private meeting with you. Monica has permitted me to share a little bit more about what is motivating her to seek this amount of money, because she is looking for a source of pride, for a source of excitement in her life. She has her interest in car racing, whether by owning a car or by learning how to race cars basically as a sport. She did mention a school that costs $80,000 a year and it's a 2-year course. I'm just telling you this because I want you to know that she is trying hard to find the next thing that's going to give her that sense of adrenaline, excitement, and pride in herself. She wants to feel awesome, in her words. So I just want to just explore with you, from your point of view. You said that it's not your responsibility at all, but there was a joint fate that happened that day, and I know that she is threatening to go to court, and you're also not in a position to risk that. There is a bit of inflexibility on both sides, so I just want to know, have you thought about it while we were on a private session? Have you thought about it?
We
Yes,
have.
definitely
We've
we
talked
have.
about it as well, I think.
We understand. We are prepared to concede to Monica that she is hurt, that she has lost a big stabilizing strength,
Force in her
and
life.
force and anchor,
Mhm.
shall we say? in
And
her
that could be monetized. That could have a certain monetary value.
Yes, we want to support her. At the same time, we do not want to be blackmailed and feel blackmailed, feel exploited, and at the same time, we cannot afford to pay $300,000.
True.
All right.
We've told you this
So
before.
what I'm hearing is that from your point of view, the accident led to her being hurt and her losing her center of gravity and the source of her stability as a teenager, and that you think that there is compensation that can be attached to that, but that
Absolutely.
not 300,000,
Absolutely.
and
Because we
that,
cannot afford them, we think it's
but
too
that
much.
you do want to support. And can you talk to me more about how you might want to support her?
Well, obviously, we would help her to get her
It would be financial.
So
Okay.
physical,
Mm-hmm.
very important to get her, to help her with her appearance,
Yes,
to get some of her
Yes, which
confidence
would give
back.
her, yeah, absolutely, which would give her a confidence boost, which can be immaterially valued.
We are prepared to give her some money to
Yes.
help her with her therapy, her
She can
life.
decide how she wants to use that money. We just want to be really clear that it is not, as we see it, the club's responsibility to put her life back together again, to finance a newfound passion that could change, that could flip from day to day. We're unprepared
It
to
could
do
be
that
win.
financially.
I'm just
Financial
wondering, I'm just wondering, because she mentioned over and over how tennis was her passion. If you suggest to her yet another option apart from car racing or retail therapy, if you would like to, and I'm not suggesting that you do, but if you would like to suggest to her a way back into a tennis career, coming from you, she might react differently, but I don't know. It's not something I'm asking you to do or suggesting that you do. I'm just asking you to, if you think that could be something that is worthwhile doing, or if it's something that you've thought of doing.
We have thought of introducing her to other tennis clubs. Because
Even
we
giving
feel
her-
like
sorry.
a letter
Yeah.
of introduction.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we feel, frankly,
Mhm.
that she doesn't know what she wants,
Mhm.
that
She's
she's
floundering.
and she wants us to pay the price.
And that she should perhaps think about resuming that path of tennis. It's
Alright.
not all or nothing.
So that's very interesting, because she did really fixate on things other than tennis, and there might be a reason for that. I don't know, but perhaps it's worth a try if it comes from you, seeing that you have thought about this, to tell it to her directly and see how she reacts.
That sounds
Shall
fine.
we do that? Because she does have other things that she has in her heart. Now, if she does say no, but she does have other things she wants to try, are you prepared now to offer her the dollar figure that she might use for another source of passion or another avenue?
We can't dictate like
How
you said,
she
how
uses
she
the
uses it, but
money.
she needs to know that it's not like an uncapped, an infinite figure.
So, I mean, you can shape your offer to have parameters. Okay, so you can offer her whatever you like with conditions that you think are fair for you, and see if she accepts. So what would that be? So my thing is, you agreed that you will suggest something to her that's based on tennis, but failing that there is another offer as well. That could be an alternative.
I think
financial offer.
We can say letters of introduction. That is immaterial. Meaning
Okay.
you cannot put,
Sure.
perhaps arguably, a dollar amount on that. But we could offer her, say, 100K,
Okay.
and to fix her teeth for
All right.
5,000.
So when you say you're going to offer her introductions to other tennis clubs, basically it's an assured avenue for her to come back into tennis with other clubs, that you have enough influence with other clubs. Do you have, like, can you basically give her that confidence, because that has no dollar figure attached to it?
We can never decide or speak for others, correct?
Mhm.
We can certainly say we will give her a letter of introduction that is fair, and in that fairness, we could certainly say that she was a high performer.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you'll praise
But
her
can
in
we
that letter.
guarantee that
No,
they'll accept her?
no,
We
alright.
cannot do that.
Understood.
It depends on
So
her.
failing that, if she turns that down, then your other offer is 100,000.
No, I think we're saying. Are we saying
We're
both?
saying both
We're
to
saying
show
both.
her
Okay.
that we care about her well-being.
Absolutely.
All right.
And
Okay.
we take
And
responsibility.
does that include, that includes the cost of fixing her teeth? So that would be,
I think we should say 100K plus.
Aside from fixing her teeth.
so how much are you willing to give her to fix her teeth?
Well, she would have to give us. She told us that it was 5,000. Was it per tooth or per pair?
I think we should just decide on a number.
We can ask her to
We can ask
clarify.
her.
We can also clarify, but I would imagine it should be no more than 10,000.
Exactly.
So
I-
up
that's
to
my
10,000, and you
Up
can,
to.
okay.
So bottom line, it will be 110
Okay.
plus letters of introduction,
Alright.
and we're not moving to court. We're wrapping this up.
All right.
No hard feelings, no grudges.
All right. So let's go call her now.
Very good.
All right. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for being so patient while we spoke privately. I think this session today has been enlightening. It's been difficult and challenging. A lot of emotions came out, and I want to congratulate all of you for being calm, for giving each other the space to talk and to reflect on something that's very important, which is a club that a lot of people look to for enjoyment, for advancement, for improving their skills, and a very well-run club with a good reputation, and even equally important thing, which is a young person's career, a young person's path in life. And you're at that crossroads right now, so it's a good time to have this mediation. I'll leave the floor to Flavia, because she does have an offer for you, and I'd like you to hear her out. Okay?
Well, Monica, first of all, I want you to know that I have warm feelings for you. As a young child, you grew up at the club. We had very good years together. We were part of your family, and so it hurts me as well, the anger and the accusations of jealousy. So I would like to also really to wrap this up with good feelings, to close this case, not just financially, but emotionally as well, so that I see that, you know, you're doing well emotionally, as well as maybe we can agree on something financially. But I would like to see you close this case and get on with your life and with the potential that you have, and not to be fixated on this. And we want to help you to be able to do that. I mean, we realize that maybe that you are very hurt, that you lost your family, and we would like to help you to regain some stability in your life. the fact of the matter is that's why we have an offer for you, which we think is fair and which, we would like to close this case. And frankly, I hope that you also care about the future of the club and the future of the young people who, like you, go to the club, and the club is an important part of their lives as well. And we would like to continue to work with this club and in this club and keep it going. So we have, we think this is a fair offer. We would like to offer you
Letters of introduction.
letters of introduction, first of all, to continue your tennis career. We believe you have a lot of potential. You are a talented person if you work hard, and it's not too late for you. So we would be more than happy to pull a few strings and introduce you to several of the best tennis clubs so that you can, go back to the life of tennis
Be
and the career
taken
of
on
tennis,
to be
and hopefully
coached.
regain your passion and some stability. At the same time, we will more than happily cover the costs of fixing your teeth, so that will give you some confidence as well to start afresh this new chapter of your life with energy and with confidence. And we're prepared as well to give you a lump sum of money that would help you to
How much money?
regain your footing emotionally, psychologically, and financially. So our purpose and our motives are your well-being, but there has to be a cap on this financial offer.
I only hear words now.
It's all right. Hear them out, because there is a number that they're going to offer you, and you have to consider it in your own time and be comfortable with it. And you're free to either take it or not. So can you elaborate exactly how much you will be paying? All right.
That's what she
All
thinks
right.
about
It's
offers.
okay, Monica. I know that it's
terrible.
it's overwhelming. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot to take in, and I know it's all compressed in a few hours. But hear her out. I know. Look, you've known Flavia. You have known each other since you were 12. Hear her out. So Flavia, how much are you to fix her teeth, for example, which will give you the confidence? How much will you pay her to fix her teeth?
You told us that your teeth, how much will it cost?
I think we're willing to up to clap it up to. We're happy to pay 10,000 for your teeth.
Which by your own admission should cover, more than cover.
Is that sufficient to fix your teeth? Just to, this is the one component of their offer. Is that sufficient to fix your teeth?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's continue with the rest of it then. What's the rest of the offer? So you said you're going to introduce her. You're going to give her a letter of introduction, recommending her to other clubs and praising her talents.
Absolutely.
Okay. Describing
It would be a
her
fair
career.
letter. Yes.
Yes.
So you're going to facilitate other tennis clubs that are of equal quality to take her in
Absolutely.
and retrain her as a tennis professional. And
To
then we
put her
said
back on her feet.
€10,000 to fix her teeth. And then
And then we're prepared to pay 100,000
€100,000.
For her to, we hope, to seek
Help her along her
psychological-
path
Yes, exactly.
as she determines.
Yeah, to seek
Are there any
psychological-
strings attached to the 100,000?
That this is the cap, the 100,000. That we
Right.
hope that this is just symbolic of our wanting her to work on herself psychologically and stabilize herself, but she
Find her happiness
find her
in her
happiness.
way. We certainly hope so.
All right, Monica. So
And I think, I think with all,
go ahead.
by covering all these components, we have demonstrated our caring for the well-being of
Goodwill.
Monica.
Absolutely.
Monica, how important is it for you to have Flavia and the club's attention to the hurt that you felt? How important is it for you to feel that they have paid it attention after 2 years? That they have acknowledged that the fact that you were hurt?
Well,
Is it quite critical for you?
I think maybe because they started giving me attention to the situation after I had to force it into court matters. So they didn't even care about this before. So I don't think 100,000 is enough.
All right. So they're offering 110,000 euros, 10 to fix your teeth, 100 for you to do what you wish with. But they're hoping, in their words, to give you stability and strength
Yeah.
to find your way, plus a letter of introduction back into tennis. So please think about it. Tell us what you think. Is there something about it that you'd like to ask more about, or is there something you want to say?
Well, I don't think a letter of introduction is good enough. I think they should make sure I go into a tennis academy as a start and back me up with royalties for every competition that I win, and also all the training.
Can you explain that?
I mean, whenever I win a competition and the club wins something, gets something financially in return, I'm gonna have to take a percentage. And yeah.
That's if you're playing for other clubs.
Yup.
And do you think that they have influence over other clubs' rules and contracts?
I think with Flavia's amazing connections and amazing personality, she can do something.
Tell me, why are royalties? Are they not? Is there not a standard way for young athletes or athletes in general to get paid for competitions that they win? How does that work, Norman?
I believe there is, and I really must. I would gently remind Monica that you love this sport precisely because it's based on merit.
Yes,
On
exactly.
doing your own
And equal
passion and work.
opportunities.
But when it is rigged in favor and the pay that is set up, it just becomes a dirty game.
No,
and
I
you've
mean-
loved it for it being
I think it's just a fair game when I get what I deserve.
absolutely. You should get what you.
The royalties,
in.
as far as I know, is from the sponsorship of companies that advertise, and you get paid by the club for playing. And I have no control of the other
Absolutely.
clubs. I mean, I can definitely give several letters of introduction, but you have to pull your weight as well, Monica.
Which I think is why you love the game too.
No, I think
Monica, you did say, and I heard Flavia say that before the accident, you worked extremely hard, and that you earned your championship status quite easily because you came in and you were dedicated every day. Is that something that made you happy at that stage?
100%, but I was naive and I didn't understand that the club used to take everything for their own benefit and never gave credit to the players. So now I'm actually insisting that this happens either with their club or with any other club, or we're gonna have to go to court, because actually we can do that, or we can.
Do you have any advice for an athlete who feels like the club is not giving them their due financially? Do you have advice as a professional, just neutrally?
As a mentor. Well, you could get a good lawyer when you sign up with the clubs. But even if she goes to court, no court will uphold any responsibility on our parts to negotiate
So
for her contracts.
So I'm hearing the advice coming from Flavia as a professional in the field of tennis and sport is that it's always a good idea to get good legal counsel. And what I'm hearing also is that with the 100,000 that they're offering you, that you are free to use it as you want, and with the letters of introduction, that you can now financially get very, very solid legal advice. Do you think that would be sufficient for you to be able to stand up to any contract and scrutinize it with a good lawyer so that you don't end up feeling taken advantage of? Do you think that's a good idea? Because you will have the resources to get a good sports lawyer. What do you think? Does that fit into the whole package?
I think they should pay for my sports lawyer if this is part of the package, and they should make sure that this goes hand in hand with the letters of introduction, so that other clubs don't take advantage.
All right. What do you think? Do you think that she could use Rima, for example, as an outsourced lawyer? Would you allow her to use your professional services? It's just an idea when she signs up with other clubs professionally.
I mean,
or
I think
someone that you know.
I think it's best to refer the claimant to someone else, because I think the proximity is just too difficult. I think Monica underestimates her talent and her ability to fight for herself. I worry that she takes on this on as a crutch, that will become a crutch for her. I have great hope for her that she can fly.
So what do you think? If Rima refers you to a good lawyer, a good sports lawyer, would that be good?
Refers and pays for the lawyer.
Would you be willing to cover the cost on top of the package that you're offering to cover the cost of legal counsel to scrutinize a contract when she comes to sign a contract with a club?
We can offer legal advice.
I think it's best to perhaps put a dollar amount on it so that there's no back and forth. I think it's time to fly without this club always being the wind that pushes Monica. I think Monica can do it.
Can you give us an idea of what you're happy to offer to cover legal advice?
I would say.
All right, we're back from our rest break. And we're about to revisit the final offer from the club to Monica. So let's go through it again. So, an introductory letter to other clubs, describing Monica's talent, and introducing her and recommending her. 100,000 that she can do with as she pleases, with no strings attached. 10,000 to fix her teeth and regain her confidence. And where are we now with the legal fees that she's requesting that you cover for the contract potentially at the next club?
I think we can offer 20.
20. All right.
And then just 20,000 lump sum. All right, no services. I think it's in her best interest as well as ours.
All right.
Yes.
So the total package right now is 130,000 euro.
I mean, no strings attached.
No strings attached. And now we're at 130,000.
Whatever she wants for that.
And you can split it up between fixing your teeth, getting a really good lawyer, which they really advise you to get, and introducing you to clubs. How does that sound? Because that is a way forward career-wise, and resources to make sure that your feelings of being taken advantage of are addressed and protected by a lawyer.
I mean, I think I would go for a bit more.
I think this is if you look at why we're doing all this, Monica, we are doing this for your own good. We have justified every amount on why we're doing this, and they're all good intentions. But unfortunately, I don't see the same from the other side. I just see blackmail.
No, it's not blackmail.
Can you explain?
This is just fair game.
No.
All right, let's go back to a very concrete monetary offer that you're being given, and also a reputational way out for you, where you are going to be praised and recommended to tennis clubs. And you yourself said that tennis is your passion. It's your original passion. That's where you belonged for 5 years. Do you think that without this letter and without this money, you would be in a better place? What would be your next best option?
Well, yeah, as I told you, maybe something that has to do with adrenaline sports, fast sports.
Do you think that with the money that they're offering you, you can actually enroll in a good school?
Oh yeah, it depends. Maybe, maybe it does work. Yeah.
Because they're saying no strings attached, which means that you can actually translate that into an alternative source of adrenaline, like you say, or an alternative sport.
Yeah. Maybe that would work. But then again, I still want the royalties for all the games that I played. And
all right, and what I heard Rima say is that definitely anyone who's an athlete, really, it's beyond their capability and beyond their expertise to also make sure that they don't take advantage of, and that you need a lawyer, and that lawyer will protect your rights and will give you the financial rewards that from any contract that you sign with any club.
But how would I be sure that? How much is the lawyer fee?
Well, Rima Rima's ballpark figure was 20,000.
Yeah, how would I be sure that this is a good number? You just said legal advice.
I think bottom line is you have to fight for yourself, and you can fight for yourself without a lawyer. You can speak to fellow athletes who've retained counsel. You know how to fight for yourself.
I think 20,000 is a bit too little.
It's 130,000 put on the table, no strings attached. You can decide to use it any way you want. You can.
How did you decide that this is going to be the?
Because she's a lawyer and she knows.
She knows that this
Yeah,
is.
and if you're good enough, you know, we can do so much, but we
Yes.
also have to.
Do your part.
Exactly. If you,
Monica,
if you
how
demonstrate.
about
Thank you for
your-
your advice. Thank you for your
How-
advice,
how
but you
you
don't
can
need to
do
tell me
it.
what to do.
No, I can't.
It's all right. Let's just pause. Monica, you are free to take the offer. If you think that without the offer things might be more difficult, or if you think that this would put you on a good path, it's up to you. You're free to give a counter offer as well.
Okay.
So
Okay. So we're at 150,000 euros, right?
We're at
number
140.
130,000. It's all right, Monica. I know this is a lot. I know this is quite a lot. It's a lot for you. I know you seem to me to be overwhelmed by the process, Monica. Do you need more time to think about
I
it? Do you
think-
need another private session?
I think 150,000 euros is good enough for both ends, and I think that this is something they can do and they can offer. Because I don't think 130
So your offer is
enough.
150,000. Do you still want the letter of introduction to other clubs?
Of course.
All right. What do you think, Flavia?
Can you tell us how you came up with that?
I think you were very clear about my freedom when it comes to all my financial interest, right? So I don't think this is any
Well, it has to
concern.
be justified. You can't just throw a number like
No,
that.
You
know.
you were very clear when you said that I can use the money for what my interests are and my freedom, so it's none of anyone's business.
No,
except
but
mine.
you have to explain.
Do
I
you
need to
feel
know
like the
why.
process is going forward, or do you feel like we're stuck, or do you feel like we're going backwards?
I just feel like when I offered and when I gave that counter offer, she was just a bit too defensive because this is something she could offer me, but
But none of us know what's in the other person's
Yeah,
mind.
but-
So let's just focus on what would work for you and what the alternative would be, and also
Mhm.
for you. So she's offering to settle at 150,000
Mm-hmm.
euro. What does the club feel about that?
with the introductory.
Yeah. I will have to be very honest with you that the club its financial situation is not maybe as rosy as you think it is, but
I think we're going to have to say yes to that. Move on.
but
Our interest is to
150,000
move on. That's it. Take it
Tell
or
me
leave
what
it.
moving on means. What does it entail?
Moving on, for one thing, means leaving this room.
All
The
right.
other thing moving on means is that we each go our way. Monica finds her way in the world, and the club retains its reputation that's well deserved, and no hard feelings, and we all move on.
All right. Are you ready to move on, Monica, if they settle for 150,000
Yeah.
and a letter?
Yeah.
You would be ready to move on
Yeah.
and find your way.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do, now that we've both agreed, 150,000 plus letter of introduction to other clubs, no strings attached on the 150,000, correct? I'm going to draft an agreement that you will all sign. It'll be legally binding. And I wish you the best of luck and congratulations on reaching an agreement.
Thank you.
Very good session. Thank you very much for sticking it out and not giving up. And I wish you all the best, Monica, and I wish you all the best, Flavia and Rima. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Good luck.
Take care.